Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here's my review of Boba Fett, episode 3. And I think we've had enough screen time to see what's actually going on here. Now there are a few things that I love about this show, like its origins from the Tuscan Raiders, but this is offset by the House of Mouse turning one of the most feared bounty hunters in the known universe into a Disney action figure and a Disney family show. For a supposed badass bounty hunter, he's getting beaten down quite a bit in this show. Not what I expected really to see from the comics that I've read, and his reputation as a bounty hunter as a whole. It's not so much his fights, or lack of. It's more about his calm, cool demeanour. This is a guy who shoots first and asks questions later. If you look at him the wrong way, you're dead. Yet what we're seeing here is a Disney's version of Boba Fett, not George Lucas. And you have to blame Jon Favreau for following the directions of Kathleen Kennedy and the bigger higher-ups, Bob Iger, etc. from Disney. Having a teenage biker crew as guards doesn't do much for him to make him look like a crime lord. These mafia criminals don't play nice. If Boba Fett wants to be nice to everybody, then he's in the wrong business. But then again, this is why everybody in town is laughing at him and not taking him seriously. That biker gang took him as a joke. Jabba would have killed them just for disrespecting him. I say biker gang, but they look more like something out of the Power Rangers with their colour-coded bikes. Now the chase scene, guys, we have to talk about the chase scene. It was a joke. I mean, they looked like they were going at 20 miles an hour. I mean, I'm sure you could have run faster than the speed that they were actually flying those bikes. I couldn't take it seriously, guys, honestly. I mean, I love the show and the character so much that I just had to laugh my way through it. Now, Boba Fett reduces even the water price, which kind of doesn't work in the mix of things. Because look, if anybody knows anything about mafias and crime lords, they get their money from those who produce and they protect. So the less money and the less revenue they have, the less money they have for themselves. And of course, we have Disney to thank for this direction. He doesn't seem like a crime lord to me. That's the most important man in town. How could that Wookiee bounty hunter just walk in unguarded like that when he was in the Bacta tank? Now, maybe Fenix Shan's late arrival hints that she might not be as loyal to her savior, Boba Fett, as we thought. But, you know, I mean, that would be a good twist. But I doubt that they'll even go that route. I really want them to dial her up to 11, since we all love Fenix Shan so much. But I fear that this is just going to be a monotone version of her character, which doesn't really add anything to her. I'm sure creatively that she's probably asking the writers, you know, what's in it for me? What am I going to do this season? Because in all fair intending purposes, she didn't do much in the Mandalorian series, and she hasn't done much after 3 episodes so far. Now, Bubba's fight and releasing Chrysanthemum means he'll probably come back to assist right when Bubba and the gang need him the most. After all, they freed him from whatever debt he had with the Hutt twins. Now, Chewie owed Han a life debt for saving his life. I'm not sure this is anything close to a life debt, but for releasing Chrysanthemum, Bubba must be owed something. Now, the biggest turn of events in this episode, and one that I'm sure everybody's not happy with, is the Tuscan tribe. We fell in love with them, only to see them killed off in the very next episode. And I really don't know how I feel about that. Because, as I said, we were so invested. If anything, this show was focused on the Tuscan Raiders more than anything else. So to just wipe them off the map like that, I mean, what do we really have to look forward to? Also, Boba Fett befriending Aranko just shows what a family lovely Disney show this is. And what it's turned out to be. Yes, it's a bit frustrating for anyone hoping he was going to get real blood and guts into this bounty hunter show, but Disney clearly had other plans for it. Danny Trejo, known as Machete to everybody, plays the Rancor Keeper. And he's known for playing dirty, gritty anti-hero roles. But here, he's just wasted. The man is a keeper for a Rancor, and nothing else. No knives, no guns, just a keeper. Not to mention that Rancor itself, one of the most feared creatures in the galaxy, is now a puppy and a Disney toy with emotions. Emotions, guys! So all this time, the beast that we had all feared in Return of the Jedi, that Luke killed, by the way, was actually a nice guy. an intelligent and emotionally complex creature, and the rancor imprints itself on the first human it sees, which is why it had the shades on. But now the shades are off, I guess it will imprint itself on Boba. I do like the fact that we get to see flashbacks from Kamino. Seeing him surrounded by water only to end up on a planet of dust, and seeing his need to atone for his bounty hunter sins after being given a second chance at life, it really is what this show is about. That's all I can really grab from it as a positive. But Boba Fett arguably deserves better than what he's getting right now, as do the characters he associates with. The fans cannot be happy with this light-hearted series, because that's what it is, guys. It's a light-hearted series. The decision to decimate the Tuscan tribe that Boba has been honourably a member of is a big mistake in my opinion. And we didn't even get to see their deaths. They spent time humanising these Tuscan Raiders only to take them away from the story. Look, I can just only hope that I'm assuming the tribe wasn't totally wiped out and they just moved on. Still, Boba is likely to go on a revenge tip and a crusade trying to cover up their deaths, or meet up with factions of the Tuscan Raiders and explain what happened. I hope we haven't seen the last of them. Now, whatever your opinion of these new characters in the Book of Boba Fett, they'll likely have more of a part to play in the story as it continues. But do we really care about the characters that we have now? Do we really know their motivations? No, not really, because they've taken the most important part of and characters out of the show. And look, guys, the last thing, in The Mandalorian, we had a mission to save Grogu the child. In this series, there's nothing to do. Where's the big bad? The twins just showed up and apologized for trying to kill Boba Fett, so now they're on their merry way. At one point, I thought that the Aranka was just a trick, a sleeper, someone designed to get cozy with Boba Fett and then turn on him and attack him. But we didn't even get that. So I was just like, where do we go from here? Now, while the Hutts apologized, it's crazy because there's someone out there that's got to be more scary than the Hutts. This mystery boss that could have taken over when Jabba died, where are they? We're in this situation now. Whoever's in charge, they decided to wait for many years, because remember, it's been 5 years. We've moved on. And of course, there's the Pikes, who began arriving in Mos Espa, and Fett decides to prepare for war. But guys, right now, the only thing that can save this series is Darth Maul, Crimson Dawn, and Emilia Clarke's Cura. That's the only thing that can save the series. I have to give this episode a 6 out of 10 and hope that they have something that they're going to surprise us with. Because even if they get something worked out now, there's only, 3 episodes left? We're halfway through the season. So next week is a big episode, guys, because that's really going to tell us whether the show is actually worth watching or not. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. As always, that's the most important thing. Speak to you guys on the next one, man. Peace out.